in the worst ways, oh baby. It's a shame that we don't operate well, baby. Cause you're bad for my health. I swear you go to hell. Take the L. I don't wanna see you swell no more. And you might be the death of me now, baby. But we don't want no homicide now, do we?
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Paula here. June has been rough. I don't know how else I would describe this month except rough. I was not necessarily in a reading slump, but I've had a lot of work from grad school. Also a lot of health issues, both physically and mentally. It's been a wild ride, June. And honestly, the only thing that I've been able to read consistently is romance. And not even good romances. I've read some mid romances this month and I'm not very happy about that because I love a good romance. So obviously I turned to watching YouTube videos from my favorite booktubers to see if they had any like romance book recommendations, something that I will read and actually enjoy and like. One of my favorite booktubers, shawnaci schroeder, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, she just released like a few days ago a video about her favorite books from 2024 so far, and I realized that I do have a couple of the ones that she mentioned. So, you know, two birds with one stone situation. I get to continue my romance kick with recommendations from someone that I trust, and I also get to read my physical TBR that is getting bigger and bigger and not shrinking by the moment. So yeah, let's hopefully continue this romance kick with books that I'm actually gonna enjoy. And the first one's gonna be The Kiss Countdown by Eta Easton. I got this as part of my Afterlight subscription and I love this special edition so much. Look at this. It has the end pages and it's also signed by the author, Eta Easton. So our main character, Amory, she was just fired from her job. Her boyfriend dumped her and she's about to be evicted from her apartment. And she meets this guy, Vincent, and he is an astronaut, which I'm very, very excited about because last year, while I was still in the US for my bachelor's, I was studying there. I graduated and I did a couple trips around the area from my university. I was in Georgia. So me and my boyfriend, we drove to Florida and we went to see the space center there and it was just amazing. It was a great experience. I loved it. I had so much fun and there's just something about a romance with an astronaut. Okay, so I am very, very excited to read this. I should probably stop like looking at the pages because I'm gonna get spoiled. But yeah, let's see how it goes. I know that shawnaci really liked this book, so I'm hoping I will also like this book because I am tired of reading mid romances. So yeah, let's get started.
Shooting my soul so loud. Are you happy now? 'Cause I really hate you. 'Cause you made me so blue. And I promise to God I'll cut you off. But I really need you. And I really don't want to, yeah. But we'll keep playing games till you fuck off.
Okay, so I am probably like almost halfway through the book. I'm in page 149, which is chapter 15. It's very cute. It is very cute. I am actually quite enjoying it. I'm surprised by that. Not because of the book, but because I've been having such like bad luck with romances lately. But this one, it is so cute. What has happened so far? Amory and Vincent met, and because of this encounter with Amory's ex-boyfriend, they end up doing like a little fake dating scheme type of thing, mostly for Amory to prove to her ex that she's moved on, and then for Vincent to show his family that he's okay, he's got a girlfriend, please get out of his life type of situation. I don't know, I think the moments that they have are very cute. They talk a lot about themselves and their issues, and there is a lot of like romantic tension there. One thing that this book has made me is hate the ex-boyfriend, and I don't think that's what the author intended. I think obviously we're supposed to not like the ex-boyfriend because he was an asshole, but oh my god, specifically there is this one part and I don't know what it is. I think it's pretty early on where Amory was telling Vincent that it makes sense that her ex-boyfriend wanted to break up with her because, well, her mom is sick and she was giving more attention to her mom than to her boyfriend. Excuse me? No, like, for real, like, what? That one comment made me despise this man. Because before my mom passed, she had been sick for so long. Obviously, the sicknesses that Amory's mom has in this book is different to the one that my mom had, but still, when your mom is sick, there is so much of yourself and so much of your emotions that are completely focused on her because she's your mom. If you have a good relationship with her, like, your mom raised you. She is the one person who loves you the most in this world. And what do you mean this man broke up with her because she was giving more attention and more emotion to her mom than him? Oh, that made me so pissed. And it looks like I'm gonna cry, but I'm dumbfounded. That is a shitty man. That is a shitty man. Sorry, but that really got me. I was so mad about that. I do think this book puts into, words a lot of what I was feeling when my mom was sick. So I am really liking that part of this book because the things that I've been having issues with in the past romances that I've been reading, I don't feel like they're deep enough. I feel like everything is completely focused on these two people getting together. And I mean, this book is too, but there is so much more. They talk about so much more. Like, they each have their own problems, their own issues that they need to work through. And it's not even that sad, this book, because it generally isn't. Like, people have issues in their lives and this is not supposed to be sad, but it's just making me think about me and my situation. Yeah, I'm very enjoying it. So far right now they are at a cabin that Vincent's family owns because they have like this like week vacation thing going on and they're supposed to be fake dating in front of them. I think it's gonna set up really cute scenes for them. Yeah, the tension is always there, so I'm very excited to keep reading it.
Know this, no more saving face. You gon' pay with pain. I just taste the fame and all my fans, they hate your name. You can't hate me in the next life and the next one again. 'Cause I really hate you. 'Cause you made me so blue. And I promise to God I'll cut you off.
I finished the Kiss Countdown. It was so cute. I really liked this. This was very cute. I'm generally very surprised that this is a debut book because I feel like so many elements of these were just perfect. It was very cute. The characters felt very believable, which is something that I really need to like a romance. I love that they both had individual issues that they need to work through, and it was not just the characters are there to be together, like they are individual people. I love that so much. The whole astronaut thing, it was very fun, and I do think like a lot of the issues with him being an astronaut were very accurate. Like, of course his mother doesn't want him to go out to space. He could literally die. So not only the people but also the issues that they had were very believable. It was just very cute. I loved Vincent. Vincent gets it. Like, yeah, they were so cute together and actually very funny too. There was so much tension. I just loved the romance. Yeah, I would say the Kiss Countdown was a success. And now I did say that I was going to read the books that I owned, but shawnaci talked about this one book and it sounded great, genuinely. And I know she posted a lot about it in her Instagram and stuff. So I got very excited to read it. And then I found out that it's about the film industry and the main character wants to be a producer. Excuse me? I am not that much into the film industry, but one of my dreams, my goal in life, as you will, is to be a producer for animation films. So I was like, okay, This is the book for me. What? So I got it on my Kindle and I am about to read it. It's called When I Think of You by Mia Ariel or Maya Ariel. I know it's a second chance romance and I'm not that into second chance romances. They just don't always work for me. So let's see how this one goes. So quick synopsis, our main character Kalia, she works as a receptionist for a film studios, and one day her ex-boyfriend from 7 years ago, Danny, he shows up and offers her a job, I think. So that's kind of what I know about it. I don't know, I'm very excited to read it. I know Shawnaci said that this book talks a lot about being in an industry that doesn't necessarily make it easy for you to succeed, especially if you are a minority. It's a setting in a workspace where you are not valued and always overlooked. So it's a lot about that, and I feel like with how my prospects in the industry are going, I'm gonna relate, not necessarily because of discrimination in the workplace per se, but mostly the not knowing anyone in the industry and feeling like everyone has a leg up because of it. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna relate to that. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
And I promise to God I'll cut you off. But I really need you. And I really don't want to, yeah. But we'll keep playing games till you fuck off.
Okay, so I am now in chapter 17, which is 44% of the book. Oh my god. I am loving it so much. Like, I didn't think I was gonna love it so much since second chance romance. Really not my vibe. But why is this hitting? It's just, I am really liking it. It's just the tension, the little flashbacks to when they were in university and how they met. I was a little bit heartbroken, kinda, for Kalia at the beginning because supposedly Danny, Mark's boyfriend, and her meet again at a film studios and he offers her a job. And something happens in which she doesn't necessarily get the job that he offered and promised. Honestly, the distrust that I felt for this man, incredible. I know it was not his fault. The instant distrust. It was genuinely so heartbreaking for Kalia, and reading that part of the book, I was like, no. And then also, I really like the whole aspect of this book that relates to Danny creating a film that is based on his parents' love story. That is so beautiful. What? So not only are we getting to know Kalia from now and from the past, also we get some glimpses of Danny and their story, but we also get the story of his parents, and it's just so beautiful. It's not a necessarily happy one. At the beginning, at least, it ends up being a very happy love story, but obviously with a lot of difficulties because Danny's dad was white and his mom was black. Actually, his mom was the first black student at a white school after segregation ended in school. So that part is also showed in the book, and how she met Danny's father, and that's just so beautiful. It's so nice, and just their song wanted that to be their legacy. It's beautiful. The only thing though, and it's just so annoying because I'm loving the characters, I'm loving the plot, I'm loving everything that is film related, but my biggest issue is that this man has a girlfriend, and while the girlfriend is not nice at all, like she is very mean, we're still not entirely sure that she is a bad person. Maybe she feels obviously very attacked because her boyfriend's ex-girlfriend is working with them. So I would understand being, very put off by that. It's not an excuse for her being mean. I don't know, it just feels very weird that they're having such like intimate moments and they have so much history, but he has a girlfriend. Of course, I want these main characters to be together, but also he has a girlfriend. And it just rubs me the wrong way a little bit, but I'm really, really liking it. So I'm gonna keep reading, and honestly, I might not stop until I finish it. They broke up. Danny and his girlfriend broke up.
Know this, no more saving faces. You gon' pay with pain. How'd you taste the fame? I know my fans, they hate your name. You can't leave me in the next life, the next one again. 'Cause I really hate you. 'Cause you made me so blue. And I promise to God I'll cut you off. But really I'm just
Have I found a new favorite author? Potentially. Yeah, I finished When I Think of You, and oh my god, it was just so good. It was so good. I loved it so much. Like, are you kidding me? This is a debut novel. What? So yeah, fell in love with the story, fell in love with the setting, the characters, the author. Not only do I have the book now on my Kindle, but I also got a physical copy. Because I am gonna reread that book, and when I do, I am gonna annotate the shit out of it. Because I loved it so much. It was great. I think if you liked 7 Days in June by Tia Williams, you will also like When I Think of You by Maya Ariel. This book resembled so much 7 Days in June. Obviously, they will have like different plots, different characters, but just like that vibe of second chance romance and the way it was treated and discussed in both books is very similar, always in the right person, wrong time. I feel like that's mostly the motto for second chance romance, but the way these two books delved into it, it was very similar, and I think beautiful and a little bit sad, deep. It was also, as is apparently common for me now, even if I don't try to. For some reason, I keep reading books that have some type of theme of grief. Specifically in this one, Danny's father passed away by, again, an illness. I feel like that just follows me around. But it's just so interesting for me to see how people, even if you're just characters, how everyone deals with grief differently. It's not entirely a big topic of discussion in Shawnaci's vlogs, but I know that she mentions in the videos a lot how her father passed away recently and how she's dealing with that. I just feel like it's good for me to see other people dealing with grief. I don't know, it just makes me feel not as alone in my journey. And I feel like I keep talking a lot about this in my channel, but it is such a big thing in my life right now. And although it's not like I want to share my private life with everyone, sharing it with you guys, it feels very therapeutic in some ways, you know, to talk about these feelings and work through them. I don't know if this is interesting for anyone. I hope it doesn't ruin anyone's like experience with my videos, but it is a very big part of my life. And I do appreciate that Shawnaci also speaks a little bit on that, because it affects more people than you think it does. Anyway, moving along, I love this book. This book was great. Okay, I generally don't know how anything's gonna top that, but another of the books that Shawnaci mentioned in her favorites of the year so far is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, and I actually got this book a couple months ago. It was in April, okay, a couple of months ago, and I have not read it yet, so I thought this was the perfect time to read it. It looks very summery. I've heard that the cover should not fool me. This is heartbreaking, supposedly, so we'll see. So far, it is very fun. I am in page 49, so chapter 5, and who was gonna tell me that all this started with a Reddit post? I was not expecting that. I feel like everyone was mentioning that Emma and Justin, which are the main characters, they found out about this curse that they have through the internet. I didn't know it was Reddit. All I know is the book is being very funny right now. I am liking Justin. He sounds like a sweetheart. For now, the characters are cool. I love the little like Reddit like DM conversations they're having. It's very fun. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it won't be too heartbreaking. So I'm gonna keep reading this. I do think I'm getting a headache soon. At least that's how it feels like. So we'll see if I actually get to finish this book or not. I do have an appointment with the doctors in a couple of weeks, so go me. Finally getting this headache thing checked out. we'll see how that goes. But yeah, let's keep reading this book.
I'll cut you off. But really, I'm just passing the time. If you let me up in the middle of the night, you know all my self-respect goes out the door, straight through the wall.
Okay, so remember that headache that I told you guys was coming? It came and it destroyed. It put me out of it for like 2 or 3 days. It was not as bad that I couldn't read, but honestly, I didn't want to be perceived during that time. So I did finish Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. No, I did not record anything because, you know, my body sometimes doesn't let me do the things that I want, but I'm trying to learn how to live with that. So yeah, I thought we could review the books that I read during this week and a half. Again, all of the books recommended. I'm gonna say recommended because she did not recommend them personally to me. I wish she did. Shawnaci, Schroeder, a YouTube that I adore. She did a little favorite books of the year so far, and I decided to read some of them because in her we trust, okay? So the first book that I read was The Kiss Countdown. This is a romance, and to be fair, all of these books are romances. This is about Amory and Vincent. Amory works as a organizer, like event planner. At the beginning of this book, she doesn't have a job, her boyfriend dumped her, and she's about to be kicked out of her apartment. And she meets Vincent, which is an astronaut that will be going to the moon in 3 months, like a couple months time. Right at the beginning of this book, very shortly after they meet each other, they end up in kind of like a fake dating situation. He lies for her in front of her ex-boyfriend, and because of that, his family ends up learning that he has a girlfriend, and because of that, they have to fake date in front of his family. I'm always like iffy about fake dating, but this one was very, very cute. I loved the main characters. Vincent was very, very cute, very understanding, very sweet. The dates that he makes for her and the little things that he makes for her is so, so cute. He's a little bit protective, but we also have more things happening outside of this romance. Vincent, he doesn't feel very supported by his mother because she doesn't want him to be an astronaut, she doesn't want him to be going into space. And then in Amory's side, her mom has this illness that cannot be cured, and she has come very, very close to losing her mom. And it's just her dealing with that and seeing her mom kind of get progressively worse. So this book delved into a lot of things that I related to and I felt for, especially the whole thing about Amory and her sick mother and how she feels protective of her and how she cannot even imagine a world in which her mom is not there with her, which I understand very much. It's a very hard thing to imagine. And it was just so beautiful. And then seeing like a little bit of their relationship together at the end of mother-daughter, because we get some snippets of it throughout the book, but I think like at the end you really get the mother-daughter moments of, you know, mother advice, and I think that was beautiful. I really liked it. It was just very, very cute, and it's a book that I definitely would reread. So I feel like that is the difference for me, especially between a 3 point something and a 4. If I like the book a lot but I'm not gonna reread it, it can never be a 4. It has to be lower than a 4. But this book, I loved it and I will reread it. I think it's very, very cute. It's kind of like a comfort read. Also loved anything that had to do with space. There was like a point in which Vincent was showing Amory like the space center in Texas, and that was very, very cute. So yeah, I would definitely recommend, and I see how Shawnaci really liked it. Yeah, so that was The Kiss Countdown by Edna Easton. Now after that, what did I read? Probably one of my favorite books of this year, and I would have never heard about it if it was not for Shawnaci. Oh my god, the book is When I Think of You by Maya Ariel. This book is about Kalia. She went to film school. She was to be a producer for films, but ever since she left school, all she's worked as is a receptionist in a film studios. And then one day, her ex-boyfriend of 7 years ago shows up. He is a big shot director, kinda, and he offers her a job in his new film. And she's like, okay. So there is a lot of tension, a lot of unresolved feelings, because as we develop, as we keep reading, we realize that they never like really got closure. The way that they broke up was not even a breakup. There was no discussion of breaking up. There was just like stop dating type of thing. And oh my god, there was so much angst. There was so much like tension. I just thought they were perfect for each other. I like books when they realize that they need to work on themselves before they can be together, even though I obviously want them to be together as soon as possible. So that's why it reminds me so much of 7 Days in June by Tia Williams, where they first met, they have a very strong connection, then they stop dating, they stop seeing each other for so many years, and then they encounter each other again, but then realize that they're still not right for each other because they are not right people as of the moment. So then they have to work on themselves again just so that they can be together. I think that's beautiful, and that's why these two books kind of like remind me of each other. This book is gonna be a 4.75, and I hate that too, don't get me wrong. I feel like it should be a 5, but there was just something about the whole him having a girlfriend at the beginning that I was not vibing with, and I think that's like literally the only thing. I mean, I think it's still gonna be a favorite, I just know its limitations. I don't think it's gonna be a 5, but I just loved it so much. Oh my god. Yeah. And then after that masterpiece, this was also a debut novel, which is wild. And also, Maya Ariel, can you please send me your new book before you release it next year? Because I don't think I can wait that long. Please. And then the last book that I read this week was Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Okay, don't get me wrong, this book was great. I loved it. I think I need to reread it, because I don't think it hit me as hard as it should. Because I've seen people love this book. I've seen people like give this book like 5 stars, favorite book ever. I get how it can be, but for me, I feel like it can only be a 4-star. I loved Justin. Justin is the reason this book has such a high rating for me. Like, cute nerd that gives you like little surveys for your dates. And he's funny. I liked him so much. Their story is very realistic. He struggles with his mom and the children that he now has to take care of. I feel like there is 2 main things. Well, a main thing and a side note that are not letting me enjoy this book as much. And I feel like I was maybe not super fan of Emma. It's not like I hated her. I just feel like how naive she was irked me. It irked me a lot. Because what do you mean this woman has, like her mother, what do you mean this woman has abandoned you, neglected you, only calls you up when she needs money, and you're like, but she's my mother. I'm a firm believer that DNA is not the only thing that makes you a mother, okay? And she might be your mother genetically, but that is not how mother acts. I'm sorry, it irks me so much. And the fact that we have to go through all this stuff and like discover this very big secret for her to realize it irked me so much. Because maybe I'm just very strong-headed, maybe I'm just very, you know, but it irked me a lot. So I think that is why I cannot give this book a 5-star, even though I loved the romance, even though I loved Justin and I had a great time, and I read it fairly fast even though I had a massive headache. But yeah, that's the only thing that I really... There was just something about her, and her whole, when choosing between anger and empathy, choose empathy. No, I will choose anger every single time. Because you... And this may be just me, but you can be angry and have empathy at the same time. You can understand that her mother had a rough childhood, has very serious mental health problems, but you can still be angry at her for all the shit that she put you through. So that is my main thing that cannot make this book a 5-star, which is, it sucks, but it is bad. Also, the side note that I was gonna give is, I'm gonna go off the assumption that she has to have some Hispanic in her heritage or background or something, The way she described Maria, which is a house lady that was taking care of Neil's house in this, I feel some type of way on how she described it. At least the way how she makes her talk. I just feel like the way that her bilingualism, like her way of speaking two languages showed, like the English and the Spanish, it felt very weird. It felt like she just wanted to add some Spanish in there, so she just did. You know, like it did not feel realistic on how she was talking. Like, okay, cursing in Spanish when you're very overwhelmed, understood. That was perfect. But like mixing English and Spanish with like very basic words that Miss Girly probably knows in English, it just felt kind of weird. But I am also not giving like a full criticism on that because I'm European Spanish. While I do speak Spanish and English at the same time, I don't have the cultural background to determine whether this is accurate or not, although it definitely felt very weird for me. But yeah, these are the books, and I'll put the Kindle here. Also, I may have the Kindle right now. In a couple days, I will actually have the physical copy of When I Think of You because I need it in my life, okay? No one judge me for that. But yeah, these are the books that I read this week. If you've watched until now, thank you so much. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe. That will make my day. And I definitely hope to see you in the next one. Maybe by then I will have gotten out of my romance kick. Can't promise anything. We will see. Bye.
If not, I might cry.